In a quiet town tucked between two low, rolling hills, where the roads curved just enough to hide what was coming next, there lived a woman named Grace Holloway. Her name meant kindness, and she lived exactly like it. Grace wasn't famous, she wasn't wealthy, but in that town, she was everywhere. Not in pictures, not in headlines, but in moments. If a storm tore through and someone's roof began to leak, Grace was already there before the rain even stopped. If a child fell sick in the middle of the night, Grace stayed awake until morning. If someone felt like they were falling apart, Grace sat beside them until they felt whole again. People used to say, Grace has a heart made of light, and she believed it. Because every time she gave something away, she felt like she gained something in return. Grace was married to a man named Ethan Cross. His last name suited him, because he always seemed to stand at a crossing, never fully choosing a direction. Ethan wasn't a bad man, but when life became heavy, he disappeared into silence. And Grace, she stayed. She filled every quiet space he left behind. She carried conversations, she carried emotions, she carried them both. And when life softened again, Ethan would return, smiling, warm, present. And Grace would whisper to herself, "This is love." Her closest friend was Chloe Rivers, always flowing, always emotional. Chloe had a way of arriving like a storm. Crying, talking, unraveling. Grace would listen for hours, absorbing every word, every tear, and then Chloe would leave, lighter. While Grace sat in the quiet afterward, feeling like something inside her had been drained, still she told herself, this is what love looks like between friends. There was also a boy named Noah Blake. Noah, restless, lost, always searching. Grace saw something fragile beneath his chaos, so she gave food, time, advice, money. One day, Noah looked at her and said, "You're the only person who's ever stayed." And Grace held on to those words, because they made her feel irreplaceable. But slowly, the woman named Grace began to run out of it. Her garden turned dry, her sleep became restless. Her energy faded into something thin and fragile. She kept giving, until one day, there was nothing left. It happened quietly. One morning, Grace couldn't get out of bed. Her body refused. Her strength was gone. For the first time in her life, Grace needed someone else, so she waited. Ethan tried, but even in his effort, there was distance. "I'm doing what I can," he said one evening. "It's just a lot. Not cruel, just not enough." Chloe came once. She asked how Grace was doing, then began talking about her own problems again. Before leaving, she smiled softly and said, "You'll bounce back. You always do." And she walked away. Noah never came, not even once. And in that silence, Grace finally saw the truth. Not as pain, not as anger, but as clarity. She wasn't surrounded by love. She was surrounded by need. Because love stays even when you have nothing to give. But need disappears the moment you stop being useful. That realization didn't break her. It rebuilt her. 2 weeks later, Grace stood again, weaker, but awake. She walked into her garden, dead, brittle, forgotten. And instead of mourning it, she began again, pulling out what had died, making space for something new. This time, not for anyone else, for herself. That morning, Grace made a quiet promise. She would still be kind, but not empty. She would still love, but not lose herself in the process. She would still give, but only from a place that was full. The next time Chloe arrived, ready to pour her world out, he gently said, "Can you listen to me first?" It wasn't loud, but it was different. For the first time, Grace spoke her truth, and Chloe paused, then listened, really listened. And for the first time, their friendship felt like something real. Ethan noticed too. Grace stopped carrying everything, stopped filling every silence, and slowly, he stepped forward. "How are you really?" he asked one night. A small question, but it held weight, because it meant he was finally choosing to see her. Months later, Noah returned, quieter, older somehow. "I should have been there," he said. Grace looked at him, calm and steady. "I know," she replied, then gently added, "People who care, show up." That moment stayed with him longer than all her past kindness ever had. One evening, an old man sat beside Grace. "I've watched you for years," he said softly. "You have a rare heart." Grace smiled faintly. "But let me tell you something," he continued. "When you give without limits, people forget to see you. They only see what you can give them." Grace didn't argue, because now she understood. She didn't become cold. She didn't close her door. But she learned something most people never do, to open it with intention, not obligation. And something beautiful happened. The loud voices faded, And the quiet ones, the real ones, finally appeared. So if you see yourself in Grace, ask yourself one question. When you had nothing left, who stayed? Because real love isn't about who needs you, it's about who chooses you, even when you have nothing to offer but your heart.